Welcome to the very first Tiny Word Project podcast. Thank you for joining us. I am Nick.
I'm Jacob.
We are two barbers that have decided to embark on something different, added to the barber world as well, of course, but has nothing to do with the barber world. Please forgive us about the background noise. We are filming in the shop currently at the private studio, and you could probably hear bikes going past. Let me say that again. You could probably hear bikes going past right now. So we're going to try and cut that out in post as much as possible, but please bear with us.
We are performing to a live audience.
We are performing to a live audience.
Whoever's walking past, if you want to come down, you can stand outside and look in at us like we're zoo animals if you really want to.
Yeah.
But
you have to pay.
You'd have to pay.
$5. All right, cool. Let's get into it. What are we, bro? What are we doing?
It's a movement. Decided to do something a bit different, get people talking about stuff, make people feel good, make people do, I don't know, just talk about things that make them feel good, try and inspire other people. So thus was born the Tiny Word Project. It's just like, we just wanted to sort of create a movement and encourage people to sort of like share words or talk about words that inspire them or they would want to use to inspire other people or have been like, I don't know, a key part of their life or their development or growing up or whatever. So,
and basically our whole kind of thing wrapped up in a nutshell, of course, we're going to try and word this as neatly as possible over the coming weeks and months or as we develop as a brand. But pretty much our idea, the Tiny Word Project, means that one small word can change someone's life for the better. So that could be like love or empathy, compassion, motivation, focus. And that word has such a meaning attached to it that it can inspire someone else to get after what they want in life or to heal as a person if they've been through bad times and stuff like that. So, Jacob, what do you reckon one word for you would mean a lot? Like one small word, do you reckon that would fit well with what you are as a person?
There's a few that sort of like stand out. I think discipline is a big one. I think that's one of the ones that like learning self-discipline and even this discipline of sort of fitting in with other people or respecting other people or whatever it may be. I think it's a very broad word, but I think being able to stick to something that you want or stick to something that you want to become or being very self-disciplined allows you to be stronger and grow more and experience more and really like sort of see things from different perspectives and that sort of thing too. So that's sort of one thing that I've always tried to really follow and push and like try and push on other people or try and encourage other people to like follow that same sort of thing. Because it allows you to get to where you want. And if you don't have that self-discipline, then everything sort of just falls apart around it. So I think if you have like a proper good self-discipline and you see discipline in things, and you can actually sort of get to where you want to be a lot easier and a lot better than if you didn't have those things and you were just sort of making your way through life doing whatever.
Yeah,
so
100%.
I think that's one thing that sort of always stood out for me, amongst a few other ones like loyalty and trust and all that sort of stuff. But
really like that. Yeah.
What about yourself?
Yeah, respect. Well, that was pretty much it. Love is pretty much love is the biggest one that I have. I love love. Love is so powerful, so pure, and love can conquer all. Not meaning in like a religious way or anything like that, but I feel that everyone has love within them where they can. I feel like love can be kind of like the top tier that has a lot of subgenres. Like,
definitely.
It has compassion and empathy and kindness and all that kind of stuff under it, but love is like the ultimate kind of pure of it all. And I guess like respect as well. Respect was a big one that I learned from my grandfather before he passed, is that, and we've heard this in school, is respect others as you would like to be respected as well too. So, and that goes for anything you do in life. If you respect one another, you're guaranteed to get respect back. Definitely, not always, but That's the game.
Yeah, that sort of feeds. I think respect sort of feeds into that whole thing of treating others how you would like to be treated, and it's even as simple as going to interacting with retail workers, for example. If you're showing them respect for doing their job, regardless of what they're doing, then you're also going to get the same thing in return. I think respect sort of fits into, especially love, very perfectly. If you respect yourself and respect other people, then that's going to feed into everything else as well. So it's a huge one as well.
100,
definitely.
100. So what else are we doing with the brand, bro? So we've got the podcast, as everyone knows.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're doing right here, and we're going to share, and talk to inspiring people, and just talk to even just average people. I wouldn't say average, but not people that are, say, celebrities, established and known. We're just going to talk to everyday concreter or something like that, as we do in the barbershop quite a lot too, and we hear some pretty incredible stories. But what else are we going to attach to this?
Clothing. So we're also going to be sort of dipping our feet into the whole clothing thing and really trying to push obviously the podcast is a big way of doing that. But we want to try and extend it outside of just the people that are involved with this or know of us through this. So we're going to be bringing out clothing in limited drops, really high quality, very simplistic and minimalist, but something that you would actually want to wear and sends a message. So like those words we were talking about, we're just going to have a word like love or respect or discipline or whatever on a shirt, right in the middle, super clean, super tidy, embroidered, nice quality. And then on the back, just have something to do with that, whether it's a symbol or a phrase or whatever it may be. So that it inspires conversation too. If you're walking out and about and you've got a shirt that says love on it, and then someone asks about it, then that inspires that conversation about that too. So trying to spread it out there, and really, like Nick was saying before, is those small words that can have a big impact on someone or someone's life. And for some people out there, you never know, it could be telling them that you love them or whatever that could change their life for the better or make them feel better about themselves. So it could just even inspire that. So that's where the whole movement comes into it too, outside of just clothing and a podcast. But we want to create something that people are actually proud to wear and want to wear, rather than just something that looks cool. And then that's it. So
definitely, as we started this podcast off and this whole thing, it's a movement. It's a movement that we're very passionate about, and definitely keen to build as we grow through the barbershop, and as we grow as young humans as well, is to just keep developing ourselves to keep becoming the better version, pretty much. Yeah. Hectic. All right. Well, everything seems like it's going pretty smoothly so far. That's pretty much what we are and where we're going with everything. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Just a very strong message. But yeah, where do we want to leave with this? This is the first one. We might just chat around for a little bit. This won't be a massive long one. I find that sometimes podcasts, if they drag on too long, you're just going to lose interest, and we're just going to talk about fluff. But current events right now, as we record this is the 29th of March, 2020. The coronavirus is pretty deep in us right now, in the society. So that's a pretty hot topic.
You can't escape it.
No.
Even today, we've been cutting hair all day and all week, and everyone that comes in you can't avoid talking about it.
No.
Everyone's affected by it in different ways, and people are coming out of it better or worse.
Yeah.
But it's just everywhere. And you can't really, there's people everywhere down here.
Which is very strange. So we've decided to shut the barbershop as of today, morally, because we're actually allowed to stay open, says the government, but morally it just does not feel right that we're open.
No.
With this highly contagious virus going around, as we are so close to people all the time. And then it's crazy to see, as we walk down to the beach, so many people just everywhere, socializing when we're meant to be not socializing, I guess. But yeah, it's crazy. I can't wait. I still can't wait till the day that we go, remember that coronavirus? Crazy. Yeah, I can't. I'm kind of a bit over it. But anyway, is what it is. Got to be safe. Got to be sound. I guess, what kind of guests do we want to have on board? Like, who are we trying to aim for? Who would you like to have on?
There's a few big names I'd like on. Which are
big dog names.
Big dog names. I think Gary Vee's an honourable mention, as I think we would all be a big fan to have him on.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing about like with what we do, we obviously speak to so many people every day. And we both have regular clients that have had some pretty crazy experiences or journeys or stories or wisdom to share. And just even since being in here, people who've come in they've come in for their first haircut, and we've never met them before. And the same thing, they have pretty crazy experiences and all that sort of stuff. So, I think it'd be definitely cool to get people in who are already established and sort of hear about, obviously whenever a lot of people nowadays have been on a podcast at some stage who are somewhat established. So a lot of those like very similar questions have already been answered. And I think it'd be cool to get people on like that and sort of just have like more of just a chat to them about things and where they're at and sort of maybe the things that they experienced along the way and the journey and even those words that had an impact on that journey to get them to where they are. And then I think like even just getting people in who both Nick and I find really inspiring and really interesting who are coming into the barbershop, and maybe just shove them on and sort of talk to them about some stuff.
Yeah.
So I know that there's probably a lot of people who'd be super keen. And a lot of the people that come into the shop are very positive people, which is really cool. Like people who are in this, have got the same mindset and are trying to work towards the same sort of goals, and see the value in talking up, or chatting to their mates and really trying to lift everyone up rather than just themselves or push everyone else down so that they can go bigger and better than everyone else. So, there's a lot of guys out there that are doing really cool things. And I think the coast is definitely a place where it sort of breeds a lot of the same sort of people that are all like hungry for something but don't want to just kick everyone else down and so that they benefit from it. I think just like a big anyone and everyone. I think anyone who's interesting or has something interesting to say or wants to share something with the world or whatever it may be, would be really cool. But I mean, there's so many people. I think anyone who's just got the same sort of values that we do, or wants the same sort of things, or is trying to spread the same message. So,
spicy. I like it. Pretty much the exact same here. Gary Vee will be one of them, of course, as most podcasters would like that, as he has quite a great story to say.
The thing about Gary Vee is that he's always doing stuff, and obviously he makes so much content, but he's always so interesting to listen to, and he's always got something else that you've never heard before, but is like, you're surprised that it has never come out before. So he's just a very interesting human to talk to. Which is the only thing I think nowadays is because there are, like I was saying before, there are so many podcasts out there and everyone's doing a very similar thing of just, how did you get your start? Where did you come from? Like all of the typical questions, and it's already been answered. If you're a fan of someone, you've probably seen at least a podcast or two with that person, and they've talked about that sort of thing. But someone like him, he's always got something interesting to say, and never boring, regardless of how much content I consume anyway. So I think something like that would be cool one day
for sure. Dude, I reckon 15 minutes. That's a pretty spicy first podcast.
The way.
I think there's nothing else to really put down. We've covered everything. Please bear with us as we will develop and grow this podcast. More quality, better content, all this kind of stuff. Please follow, share, all that kind of stuff. Give us a bit of a rating. This podcast will be available for viewing on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, for listening on Spotify, hopefully Apple Podcasts. I'm just going to look into that, but through Anchor. If you have any recommendations of who you would like us to speak to, please reach out. We're not shy of trying to contact those people either. And keep an eye out for the merch.
If you're keen on merch, what would you like to see with that premise that we have in mind? outside of your typical t-shirts that a lot of brands either do really well or a lot of brands don't do? Is there anything that they sort of do, whether it's hats or shorts or jackets or socks or whatever it may be? Is there anything like that you guys see that you would like to do, like to see from us, that's a bit different, that fits that premise? Or are you just happy with shirts, or where are you guys at? Because it'd be cool to see what other people want, rather than, I think like very nice quality shirts would be cool. But yeah, I think it'd be cool to like sort of dip our feet into a few other things, maybe not straight away, but later on down the track. And I think that with the premise we have, it would work really well with a lot of different things. So if you have any ideas, let us know with that too, because that'd be cool.
Very cool. Like it. All right. Out of here.
Sweet. Too easy.
What is one word that you, the viewer, listener, resonates with the most that can change someone's life for the better?
Or change your life.
Or change your life. I like that.
Sweet.